Welcome again to Let's Talk Science with Pastor Dan. I've really struggled whether or not to do this one or not, but I figured why not just share a little bit about who I am. And I am going to tie it back to the things of the Lord because that's the most important thing. This may shock some of you, maybe not. I am really into sci-fi. Star Trek, Star Wars, the whole debate there, which one's better. I'm more of a Star Trek kind of guy, but I enjoy Star Wars too. I like Star Trek better because its science is a little bit more based in reality. A sword that goes out 4 feet in light and stops doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But, I become really disappointed in both of them in recent times. And I think that's because the fact that the people that are writing for these shows now, they don't either know the story very well or they don't really care about the story very well. Was watching the newest Star Trek and they had the scene where I think it's a Beta Z was signing. Now I know signing because of my son, but that doesn't make any sense because Beta Zs are telepaths. And so they didn't need to sign to each other. I don't know. I guess it's just the fact that people think that they can make their own story fit into what this exists. In a lot of ways, I get a little frustrated because it's like, if you want to do something like that, that's fine. I don't necessarily agree with everything that's in there, being shoved in there, but it's like, do your own then. Don't take this cherished IP and manipulate it to fit your agenda. Klingons are not sensitive. That's not who they are. What am I actually trying to say here? It's like they need to know the base material. And we need to understand that as well. There are a lot of teachers out there who are trying to speak for the Lord, and they don't know him. They don't have a relationship with him. And here's the thing. Paul is very, very adamant. Be careful about wanting to be a teacher because teachers will be judged at a higher level. If you don't have an intimate personal relationship with him, if you don't know him, a lot of times we're seeing a lot of these more progressive pastors speak to things and injecting modern culture into the word where it wasn't there. The idea of all these kinds of different isms being pushed into the word, it wasn't there. That wasn't part of that culture. They didn't mean that because they didn't speak that and that wasn't received by them. Know what the word says. Know the God of the Bible. And if you know that, then you can speak to what he's saying. But when you start telling what you think he's saying based on how you feel, that's dangerous because God doesn't change. Scripture tells us he's the same God yesterday, today, and forever. So I did tie it in. Make sure you know the Lord. Make sure you know what he says and what he's saying, not what you're feeling. Because Scripture tells us the heart is wickedly evil and deceitful in every way. So we need to understand and come to the position of bending our will to follow him, to know him, and to do what he says. All right. Hopefully not too bad. Take care. God bless. Bye.